Good morning and welcome to this service of Unity of Bernie Online. We're so glad you're with us. You're in the house of love build. You're in the place that we celebrate the joy to breathe, the joy of living. So glad you're with us. If you're able to, we invite you to come and be a part of this wonderful experience. But whether you've been here, whether you want to be here, whether you're here for the second time, third time, 100th time online, whatever, we're just glad that you're with us. We're here to share the love and to say you're in the house that love built. So right now, for the next hour, I invite you to come and join the family.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Bernie.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to start our service this morning. I don't see Thom on the guitar yet. We're trying to hurry him up here. Look at that.
Man, you have magic in your voice.
We're going to stand. We're going to sing something, Thom. What is it?
I believe we should sing about working wonders from within. Was that a lot of noise in there? That's a little loud. Excuse me. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Oh, that would work, wouldn't it? Let's work some wonders. Wonders from within. That's where to look within. There's no use looking somewhere else for power to win. Wonders from within. Make sure you look within. Just take your mind from outer fears. Don't think it's still within. In you, in me, there's power to be. In you, in me, there's power to set us free. My course is up to me. Of course it's up to me. So watch my mind and use my power and wonder want to see. Let's do that one again. There's power to be in you and me. There's power that will set us free. Hey! My course is up to me. My course is up to me. Hold my mind and use my power and wonder want to see. So I set my mind to use my power and wonder want to see.
All right. While you're sitting down, find somebody to say you look great.
You look great. Very good. You guys have a great trip. I'll see you next week.
You're looking great, and don't even start.
I like your tie.
All right, a couple things for you this morning. I want to let you know that May and June daily words are back there. New month here, so pick one of those up if you don't have one. Where is lunch, Ann?
El Rio? Oh, yeah, El Rio.
Tell Ann if you want to go.
We got 10 people today.
10 so far. I want to let you know that if you don't have a copy of the directory, or if you're not in it and you're a member, get with Kathy Brown and let her know. She's got these cool little inserts she can get to you and just sort of slip them in there and keep yourself up to date. What else do I want to tell you? I don't see anybody new. Looks like everybody's here, right? All right, I'm going to refer you to the order of service for all our ongoing activities and
June 1st.
What?
June 1st.
June 1st, what day do we do that?
That's a Saturday.
Saturday, what time?
Yes.
Early.
Well, probably 9 to win.
All right. Do we know what we're doing yet?
Say what?
Do we know what we're doing yet?
Yes, we're going to attempt to put the roof on the shed,
All right.
clean everything up,
All right.
trim trees, and also put a new sign out front.
Awesome.
And this may take more than one day, but hey, we got to shoot for something.
All right.
Do you need people to bring stuff like ladders or tree trimmers or?
Yes, bring whatever you feel like you want to work on.
All right.
And Todd is putting together a list through a construction company for what they would need for and a cost for material.
Okay, very good. All right, it's coming fast. It seems like I was just up here, so the months are kind of flying. So
That was last year.
I'm going to move on unless somebody knows something I don't. Linda is going to come up here with no boot this morning. So.
Oh,
And look how she's walking.
Yeah.
Wow, look at there.
Wow.
Yay.
As we quietly and gently prepare for the reading of the daily word, we remember that we are in spirit with millions of daily word readers in churches throughout the world. The Christ candle is lit as a reminder of the Spirit of God within all of us, which we call the Christ within. The word for today is joy. And the affirmation, I feel joyous as I celebrate life. Each new day is a treasure filled with life's gems found in even the most ordinary moments. Joy fills my heart when I pause to notice the wonder that surrounds me. I let my gaze linger as I watch the setting sun or close my eyes as I savor the sweetness of fresh fruit. Beneath the night sky, I breathe deeply and partake of the fresh, clean air. The beauty of the world pales in comparison to the beauty within me. I am so deeply and wondrously blessed to know my oneness with God and with all that is. There is no greater joy. I wake and praise each new day and feel newly alive. I go out into the world to share the joy of being a child of God in the abundant universe. I spread light and love to everyone I meet, trusting they will know the joy of God as I do. The scripture comes from Psalm 92, verse 4. For you, O Lord, have made me glad by your work. At the works of your hands I sing for joy. Again, the affirmation, if you all want to say it with me. I feel joyous as I celebrate life. My name is Linda, and I thank you all for joining us in worship today.
Thank you, Linda. Well done.
All right, we're going to stand together here for a miracle moment. We can affirm that together as soon as that gets me there. Christ is the light of my mind, the limit of my eyes.
Christ is the love of my heart, compassionate are my words. Christ is the strength of my hands, helpful are my deeds. Christ is the power of my legs, effortlessly I walk his path. Christ is the understanding of my eyes, pure is my vision. Christ is me, my all. Christ in all I see.
We're going to stay right there. We're going to do our celebration song.
Wonderful words. We'll have a few wonderful words for our life. Let's start the day with these.
Sing them over again to me, wonderful words of life. Let me more of their beauty see, wonderful words of life. Words of life and beauty, teach me faith and duty. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life, words of promise for all mankind, wonderful words of life, bringing comfort and peace of mind, wonderful words of life, promises to cheer me, words I treasure dearly, beautiful words, wonderful words of life, beautiful words, wonderful words of life, words of wisdom enrich my soul, wonderful words of life, ever strengthen and make me whole, wonderful words of life, gems of wisdom thrilling, thirst for truth fulfilling, beautiful words, wonderful words of life, beautiful words, wonderful words of life, beautiful words, wonderful words of life.
We're going to do our opening prayer together.
Unity of purpose is a vibrant, loving, spiritual community, providing a sacred space for personal growth. We honor and celebrate the Christ within all people.
Please be seated.
Good morning and welcome. It's
morning.
wonderful to see all of you. This is the time in our service that we bring our united consciousness of love to the prayers that we have. Prayers that are both spoken out loud and those that we repeat sometimes silently in the depths of our being, and sometimes we can't even wrap words around them, but we know it's a feeling. And it could be a feeling that we call good or one that's not so good. But the commonality in all this is that God is present right here and right now, expressing in you and through you as you become aware. And we become aware right now through this act of prayer. In the middle of your bulletins, there are prayer requests. And there's room for you to write down whatever may be on your mind and your heart. Sherry will take a moment while you write down what this request is. Know that they are sent to Silent Unity, where they're prayed over for 30 days. I also pray over them myself. We have a wonderful prayer team here. You're going to get prayed over from here all the way to Kansas City and beyond. So feel free to write any requests you may have right now. If not, Sherry, just bring it up. Thank you. Our loving infinite presence, how wonderful it is to stand in your light, to know that you know the desires, the joys, the celebrations, the upsets, the hurts, whatever it may be, you are aware as we release them, release these cares, concerns, and joys and celebrations into your loving arms. You have said that you are the reward for those who faithfully and diligently seek you. And we do that now by letting go of every thought unlike that which we wish to experience. We affirm your divine will is being done in the lives of these dear ones right now. We affirm good. We affirm righteous use of power. We see that happening in our world, our personal world, and our greater world at large. We hold everything in our lives up to the wonderful light of truth, which is always loving, and know that it is truly done unto us as we believe. We believe the best right now. We rest in your love. We move in your being. And so it is. Amen.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're reading. Hello. That's not very loud. I think I should change something.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello? You hear it? That's fine. I'm not going to do a lot of singing on this one anyways. But Reverend Jay's message today is on the power of focus. And Jay related experience as a journey, our life experience, and posed a question about the destination. It strikes me that focus could almost be a 13th power. Kind of formed from some of the other 12 powers. But in this song today, our focus is as applied to the picture of our whole life and our universal pondering of it. So, what's the title up there?
More to this.
More to this. Okay, so disregard what's in the order of the service. That was something else, I guess. So I find it easy to relate to the storyteller's soul searching and apparent progress, knowing that there is more to this.
No more of this.
David got that song. David found it. And as usual, when we find something out there, often when it comes from another church or another faith group, we find that it's not quite unity. We have to adjust the words just a little bit. David pulled that one off admirably as well. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you, Thom.
So today happens to be Celebration Sunday. So, birthdays, anniversaries, healing of some kind. I see one. Holy smokes. You like the weather? Mother's Day. You need to celebrate your mother.
My name's Chris.
What are you celebrating?
I'm celebrating the birthday today of my youngest grandchild and my only granddaughter. That's the same person, you understand?
Cinco de Mayo.
See? And her name is Maya.
Ah! Nice. Your name?
I'm Zach.
Jack, what are you celebrating?
Yesterday is the third anniversary of the passing of my sister-in-law, and she left quite a gap. But very recently, my brother, who was married to her, was able to find love again and find an amazing mother for his young son, who he adopted.
Awesome.
All right.
And as with a Star Wars flair, she came into our family. So too did she leave on May the 4th.
Yeah, may the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Older brother, younger brother, Zach?
Older.
Older. You the youngest?
I am the third son of 4.
Oh, all right.
Youngest lives in Houston.
Yeah.
Next older lives in Converse. And eldest, we're still trying to get out here.
We're working on it. All right, young man.
Okay.
Your name?
I am Brent,
What are you celebrating?
and Esther takes care of me, which is a blessing. Thank goodness. Although I kind of know how to take care of myself, or I guess I wouldn't be here such a long time. But anyways, I'm still here. I had no idea how long I would live, but it's quite a while as it turns out. And I'm thankful for it in a way, because I'm still enjoying life. And I want to celebrate it every day. So I celebrate it here with all you good friends and nice people, and listen to a wonderful sermon that really helps me personally, because it has a bit of psychology always mixed in with it. And where is he? Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Rick, you still learning at that age? Is that what you're telling me?
You never stop learning.
Oh boy, here we go. Your name?
Bless you, Mom. Come on in, the party's just starting.
Which name are you using today?
Why don't you go over there, Todd?
Well, my name is Mart, M-A-R-T.
What,
My real name,
what's your real name?
Maria May, M-A-Y.
Right.
May is my birth certificate name. My father was Mark May. I was a Mark May Jr. Because I happened to be a girl, it didn't make him any difference. So, no, that would be my junior name. And because of my mother and my father, I have been here almost 89 years. And, but the best is yet to come, as they say. Because I don't believe there's a beginning and an end. I don't know about y'all, but this is what it is. We just kind of go up and down and up and down.
Don't you dare tell me that
And I've
there.
been doing this since, I've been in Comfort now for 35 years. And while we're giving thanks, my happiness, my good fortune, my wellness, my everything is not only for my parents, but for my sidekick that has been here with me for 33 years. The gentleman, the quiet man, Mark Jackson.
Woo!
So, my big thank you is to Mark for my well-being, for everything. You cannot imagine what he does for me and to me on a daily, constant basis. We are waiting for the big blow-up disharmony to happen. Any day now, maybe we won't get along. But so far, it's been nothing but just more blessings after more blessings. So, that's what I'm really grateful for is Mark and my well-being. And this 20 people that I usually try to count, and I figure, okay, there's the 20s here. I figure we have 30 members, 20 attend. And we need to keep doing this and doing it because this is our extended family. And it takes us a little while to get here every day or every week. And it's well worth it. And I don't know what we would do to fill in a void that we would have if we didn't have all of you. And it's just like seeing Javier yesterday in the grocery store. It's like we hadn't seen him in we get so excited when we see him running to Ann every now and then somewhere. It's so exciting. And my big deal now, and I think most everyone knows, when I kind of got to the end of this year, and after doing all of the things I've done in my life, which is a whole lot, I decided, I told the kids, I think I'll start teaching again. And they said, why you can't start? I said, no, it's going to just be general stuff. So on this, anyone and everyone is invited. It's what I've always done. I just share what comes to me, and I do it on a weekly basis on Monday and Friday at 10 a.m. I have a little studio. It's not quite as big as this room, a little yoga studio, and we breathe deep breathing to clear our bodies inside and out, and we work every muscle and every joint that we can, very gently. We're not going to get on the floor because we might not be able to get back up. But we'll do everything else. We work the legs, we work the hips, we do all kinds of stuff to keep moving, because once we stop moving, we might as well move on down the line. So as long as we keep moving constantly, we'll still be here and we can still be giving thanks. And that's like the major thing is to remember to say, thank you, Father, Mother, God.
So Marty's birthday is this month, and every year I have to make her tell her how many birthdays she's had. So it's only because she's so long preserved, but doesn't she look good? All right.
Okay.
Young man, what's your name?
My name is Gene.
What are you celebrating?
And, this past week, my second wife, who tragically died in my house fire, her grandson joined the the Army. And he had to wait a year because he went into the E3 from his college. And he's going in Friday. Got sworn in this past week, and he's going to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And from there he goes to Virginia for training. He's a diesel mechanic. Exactly what he wanted.
Awesome.
He took in school, by the way. So he's very happy. And the second thing I wanted to mention was what Marty was talking about. I've been in a lot of churches in my life, but this is the closest one I've ever seen where everybody knows and loves everybody. And it makes me so happy to come here. Thank y'all so much.
All right. Your name.
My name is Linda.
What are you celebrating?
Put this back in.
I'm praising God and thanking Him for the ongoing healing of my ankle. Just being able to stand here, just being able to walk. You don't realize until you do something. I mean, how grateful you are just to be able to walk. It's just amazing. It's just been an amazing process. Just very, very grateful.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you. Pretty ugly for a few weeks there. Your name?
Todd.
That's over.
My birthday is coming up, on the 15th. I'm grateful for that. And then I've been offered an opportunity to fly for an airline up in Alaska, so I'm going to be going up there after my birthday, and I'll be on a schedule where I'm 28 days there and like 14 days back. And while I'm doing that job, I'm going to be applying for airlines that are down a little over 48, so I'll have a more balanced schedule where I'll be like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. But meanwhile, I've always wanted to fly in Alaska and spend time up there. I've never been there, so I'm looking forward.
Awesome. Todd tried to retire once and it didn't work. So he's back.
I'm cut out for that.
Would you like to take a symbolic flower?
She's going to share hers with me.
Ah.
I have a very brief thank you for this guy right back here. He does so much for this church. And he did so much for me, because when I found this first verse on TikTok, that's all it was. Well, he went and researched this guy that wrote the song and found the whole song. And so the second verse, we thought at first was a love song, but it's really about a love lost. And I decided to rewrite the second verse for the unity side of it. And were it not for him, we'd still be, well, do we want to do it or not? So, thank you, Thom.
Very good. This is fine, people. Wave your fingers. Say, we honor your celebrations. And we know the best is yet to come.
Of his children, the Lord said he should be. It doesn't take very many. They can be just 2 or 3, and I feel that same sweet spirit that I felt all times before. Surely I can say I've been with
Thank you, David.
Welcome.
Can you hear? Okay. Good morning again.
Good morning.
And this morning, I'd like to talk to you about
Meditation.
yes, the power of focus. But before we do that, what I'd like you to do a little differently this morning is take that you want more of in your life, and also the things that you want less of in your life. As you enter this meditative experience, this will be a process of receiving as well as letting go. So the message title and the meditation always work together, but particularly so today, or I hope they do, and particularly so today. So as we take some deep breaths right now and center ourselves in the healing power and presence of the divine that is within us, we are thankful. As we breathe in inspiration, and we exhale the things we see. In exhalation, we also see the things we don't want more of going away from us right now, gently releasing those things into the arms of infinite love that holds nothing against us. So we hold nothing against us. We are a mirror image of the divine. We are mighty and powerful to do a new thing in our lives. We receive all the good that is ours right now by divine right of consciousness. As we move deeper into the meditative experience, we're aware of the coursing of the life energy within us. We know that is significant of the power and presence of creation. If we need health for our mind, for our bodies, for our emotions, we take liberally of this wonderful force, recreative, regenerative, making all things new. The things in our lives that we want more of, we focus on this right now, this blessed moment. We see our thought expanding to include a different way of seeing our past, our present, and our future. Knowing that those three things are comprised in the now, we know how important this moment is. In the silence, we release and let go of any tension or hurt or upset or negativity, or anything unlike that which we wish to experience. Calming presence of the Almighty is with us right now. That power suffuses our highest dreams and hopes for ourselves. We're one with it. In this moment of relaxation and grounding and awareness, we remember who we are. Any of the parts of ourselves that we wanted to shy away from, move away from, or not look at, we lovingly bring back into the present, knowing we are one, whole, united force in ourselves. And that is blending with the united force of the loving consciousness that is within all of us right now. we celebrate new life. We call those things that are not yet to be as though they are right now. In this moment, we declare freedom. And we are renewed. And we're aware that we're sustained. And we're aware that we're forgiven because we were never blamed. The finger that pointed at us is our own, our ego. Love is here, right now. And as a unified force, we embrace this for ourselves, and we lift it up and let it go into our world. We're part of the healing current of everyone who is thinking similar thoughts. So from what seems like a small beginning becomes part of a mighty force of those who are thinking and affirming the good and knowing that love is the answer now and always. And releasing those things that no longer work and focusing on the good that we wish to receive, we wipe our mental slate clean. And we see with new eyes the vision of our God self. And in this moment, we know we're led. As the old hymn says, He leadeth me, O blessed thought. And our thoughts are blessed because they're loving. And what comes out of us now will return to us in large, large ways, expansive ways. We praise the good that we find in ourselves and others. And we release those things that we don't want and that we picked up. We are in charge of our mental household. And we turn to the God within and surrender that. And know in this moment it is done to us as we believe. We gently bring ourselves out of this meditative state, receptive to the good that's at hand. Turning ourselves to the present, we are aware of our feet on the floor, our hands in our laps, perhaps open, interlocked, whatever it may be. We know that we have just received a blessing, and we are abundantly thankful. And so it is. As I mentioned today, we'll be speaking about the power of focus. And I wonder, and I'm sure most of you have, but there may be a few that haven't, how many of you have ever heard the idea of taking a magnifying glass when the sun is out, putting a piece of paper, or even, I did it with a leaf when I was a kid, but let the sun go through the magnifying glass, and pretty soon you're going to have a fire with that leaf or that paper, because you've taken the concentrated energy of the sun into a glass that magnifies its rays and shows that energy by the fire that is created. I'm also aware of the solar energy. I had a different experience last summer with that. I really was able to go outside, crack an egg, and fry it on the sidewalk. In fact, that last summer that we had is not one that I wish to repeat with the heat the way it was. But I did do some experiments just to see if some old things that I had heard were true. You could even fry an egg on the car. And that's a subject for another time.
Not my car.
That's your car. When we talk about focus in metaphysical terms, what we're talking about is attention. We all know that attention flows energy goes where attention is. We know this because what grasps our mind in the moment, what we pay attention to, is important to us. It may be something that we don't wish to experience. It may be something that's, as they say, juicy, titillating, something that captures our attention on the television, some story that we become a part of that we don't necessarily want to have in our own lives, but we're taking it into our consciousness. We're, for that moment, focusing on whatever is in front of us. And I maintain that the best way to move through this thing called life is to have an intention for the best, the good, for the highest good of yourself and all concerned. Because you're going to encounter over and over again things out there that you don't necessarily want to take into your consciousness. I've said that one of the things that I refuse to do is to fall asleep with the television going, because I don't want impressions that I don't know where they're coming from and who's saying them to enter that moment in my mind in sleep. I want to set my intentions at that hour for the good that I want to experience. Matter of fact, in the subconscious mind, just as you're going to sleep is one of the most powerful times for suggestion. If you can just remember as you drop off to sleep that moment comes that you hold the idea of what you want more of, what you want, what your focus needs to be there. Just like the magnifying glass with the paper and the leaf. You can do that with a little practice in your bedtime, part of your bedtime regimen. You can also do it and when you're out with some little practice, when you're out in this world, when you're walking around, you can say or see things and say, I wish to experience this, and take that energy into your consciousness. But be gentle with yourself. So many times in metaphysics, I see people almost rip themselves into a fury about, I must do this now. I must do this right. There is a formula that I must follow. I can't diverge from it. I'm holding one single idea, and that's very powerful. And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's sometimes called positive thinking. What I'm talking about this morning is positive focus. Positive focus not only has positive thinking in it, but it allows you to glance at those things that are in your experience. Not necessarily that you're concentrating on them only, but you can take a glance at them and say, I wish more of what I've seen, or I wish less of what I've seen. Always, as I've said for so long, for the highest good of all concerned. Let me ask you this. If you came into this church this morning and you sat on a tack, would you stay on that tack throughout this whole service? Or would you get up about a second after you sat down and say, what is that, and get it away? Do you know how many of us are sitting on mental tacks? We have them for years, sometimes decades. It's called unforgiveness. It's called just negativity in general. We get what we focus on. And the quickest way to get our attention sometimes is through pain, both physical and mental. That gets our attention. That's why it's so important that during those times of pain in life that we affirm the very best is yet to be. Max Urban wrote a poem called Desiderata. He said to be gentle with yourself. You're no less a child of the infinite than the moon and the stars. Be loving with yourself. Remember, the greatest lessons, the greatest teachers who teach the greatest lessons do so with the idea always in front and center of their mind. How can I be more loving? How can I put more energy out there that I want to come back to me? Do you know how many people are speaking in their focus of what they're thinking about? How many people are speaking words of lack and loss and limitation over their lives that they've heard repeated, not necessarily to a television set that was left on, but to a television set called life, through all the drama that we walk through all the things that we think about ourselves that we should have given up a long time ago. I don't like the should, but boy, if there's any should I like, it's the one that says, I should think better of me. And you could take the should out of that and say, I could think better of me. And better yet, you could say, I will think better of myself. I'm here, I'm on purpose, I'm a divine being meant to be expressing in my mission in life. And what I get is what I focus upon. And what I focus upon is going to grow larger and larger in my life. I remember that I was on a trip to Arkadelphia, Arkansas to speak at Unity Church of Little Rock. I was feeling pretty good about the way things were going and rented a car. Was the last one they had to be a luxury car. Wasn't real big. I'll tell you right off, it was one of these Cadillac Sevilles. And it had the cruise control and everything on it. And I was on their interstate, and evidently my foot got a little heavy. I was focusing on everything the way I should, but the car was so smooth, and the speedometer crept up. And pretty soon behind me, I was aware of red and blue lights, and I thought, this can't be. I can't be late with my Unity Church talk in Little Rock, because that's where I was going. Arkadelphia is a university town that's just south of Little Rock. So I would pull over to the side, and as you know and probably have experienced, the walk of these troopers, state troopers or policemen, is so slow. And you hear the leather rubbing and chafing against each other, and you see the presence in that side mirror getting closer and closer. And most of the times you know what you've done. Sometimes you don't. And this trooper looked in my car, looked through the windows, I rolled it down, and he said, do you have any idea why I stopped you today? And I said, well, it can't be good. And he said, well, it's not. You were doing 85 in our own 65 mile per hour lane. When he said our own, I really felt removed from where I should be in our own. And he said, let me see your license, and I gave that, registration, all the things he asked for. And just to seem like an afterthought, he said, what'd you in a hurry for? I said, well, I'm going to speak in Little Rock at a church. And he said, are you a pastor? I said, no, I lead seminars on positive thinking and personal growth. And he stepped back, and he looked at the car, and he said, looks like you're pretty successful at it. And I said, no, it's not mine, but I want one day. And we had a little good-natured back and forth banter like that. And he said, usually I write citations for people. I just don't like people come speeding through Arkadelphia. He said, but if you're going to teach positive thinking, and you're going up there to give the idea that we need to be better at minding our thoughts, if you're taking that into Little Rock, Lord knows they need it. Go on your way. I don't know to this day what he had against Little Rock, but whatever it was,
Bill Clinton.
It got me out of that ticket. And I remember from then on, that was a lesson. And the lesson to me was slow down, enjoy, and mind the present. Watch that dashboard in front of me. Take a look at things. Don't get so lost in thought that I'm not minding the present. And for you, don't get so lost in the thoughts you have about yourself if they are less than what you want to experience. Otherwise, you'll be holding up that magnifying glass to the sun. John Van Auken of the Edgar Cayce Foundation said, we experience what we think about the majority of the time. Now, Van Auken's a pretty smart guy. Those of you who are familiar with Aaron, I know you are, and so many are, he's very, very intelligent and very, what I quote, with it. And he said the majority of our experiences are traced directly to thought. Now, some people believe it's indirectly. Some people believe it comes in the form of dreams or life is a dream. Whatever it may be, the fact that you're here and experiencing whatever it may be, large part is by the way you have thought. I challenge you this morning, I challenge me this morning to raise our estimation of ourselves at least 10%. Take a look at what you have. If you have lost something, look at what you have left. There is always a counterpart to negativity. You know, when I was driving through Arkansas, I was using the credit card that was given to me by the folks who were paying me. And I realized that as I was driving that pretty car, I didn't have all the prosperity that I wanted at that time. And I thought to myself, well, you know, you may catch me broke, but never poor. I have an internal richness that I can draw on that's always there. I call it the portable paradise. I invite you this morning to cultivate that garden, that paradise, whatever it is, that room in yourself that you're able to go to and get re-inspired, refreshed, and renewed. The power of focus is mighty indeed. We get, in large measure, what we think about. And thoughts persistent over a period of time do repeat in our experience. It's set up that way. This morning, if I've given you the idea of a bigger self to strive for, and I don't mean an ego self with its everyday concerns and frustrations, I'm talking about the recognition of your God self that is mighty and capable and able to face life successfully. Those who are tuning in online, I can only tell you, it's done by surrender. It's done by, and for those of you out here as well, it's done by surrender. It's done by realizing that you're a choice every moment. Matter of fact, I think the most important concept that we have outside of love and the practice of metaphysics and unity and science of mind, whatever you want to call it, is the idea of choice. The choice is always ours. We can make a new one. If we haven't liked what we've been getting, we always have the opportunity to write a new mental script for ourselves. That can be uncomfortable. To walk in a way that you haven't walked before can be scary. It can be frightening. To give up that thing, that person, that substance that keeps you, and you know whatever it may be, from experiencing the life of your dream. It's scary. And it feels unusual, but it's worth it. And as you go through life and you become more sensitive to the Spirit's promptings, you may find that the road that you wanted to set for yourself has expanded. It's not quite as narrow as you thought. It's expanded with the wisdom of living. And all of a sudden you realize that you've grown. And it wasn't necessarily a struggle, although you may have felt like it was. It wasn't necessarily a struggle, it was a learning experience. And all learning experiences have some element of struggle with them, otherwise it wouldn't be learning. We always have to give up something. Even our, not to say this in a bad way, our ignorance of what it is, we have to trade that for the knowledge we have received. As Rumi said, sell your cleverness and by bewilderment. By bewilderment at all these things that are happening out here for your good in a way you can't even recognize. You're part of this. You're on purpose here. You're supposed to be here. And if life is anything less than what you want, all you have to do is change your mind. You persist in that focus long enough, you will find the conditions begin to change in your life. I want to close by giving a tip that I use for focus. It's one that I found, and I told you, I never mislead any of you. If I haven't done it in my life, I'm not going to tell you that it works. But this has never let me down. It's the Golden Key. It was written by Emmett Fox. And basically what the Golden Key says, whenever you face a difficulty, whatever is going on in your life that you want some help or change, whatever it may be, think of God instead. The reason for that is you can't think of the wonderful attributes of the Almighty, the love, the peace, the power, the plenty. You can't think of those things without automatically being raised up on the inside. And when you're raised up on the inside, you're ready to get up on the outside, and you walk in the newness of life. You begin healing. Whatever your difficulty, whatever your challenge, whatever you're going through today, think about God, the highest conception that you have. Focus on that. Don't listen to any part of you that tells you you're not equal to what's in front of you. If you weren't equal to what's in front of you, it wouldn't be in front of you. Think about that. Think about what you're thinking about, and remember always who you are. Wonderful, blessed, mighty, and on purpose. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Now comes the time that we're privileged to give of our abundance. And some people say, well, I can't afford to give. Now my mentor, Catherine Ponder, said, you can't afford not to give. Because the universe blesses the intention. It's not so much the amount, although any minister worth his or her salt is going to ask for the best amount. But I've got to tell you, if you're familiar with the story of the widow's mite in the Bible, when you give with an attitude of faith and expectancy, even if it's small, mighty things come from that. This universe loves seeds. It loves to regenerate and recreate. And as you give your gifts today, no matter how small, those of you online, some of you do small gifts, some of you do large, same here. No matter what it is, give it with an attitude of expectancy and increase, and watch what happens in your life. Right now, Javier, you come forward, I challenge you, give the best gift you're able. If you're watching online and you would prefer not to press the PayPal button that's on your page, which is the easiest way to give, if you prefer to send your gifts in, please do that. Send it to Unity of Bernie, P.O. Box 1973, Bernie, Texas 78006. Again, that's P.O. Box 1973, Bernie, Texas 78006. You'll be part of the wonderful missions and outreach that we're doing here. We really are the house that love built, and if you're able, you need to come and be a part of it. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here. And together, we say freedom.
Freely, freely, I have received. Freely, freely, I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I am, all that I give and receive. All that I give and receive.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. Fine, love.
Oh. You think I was up until 2:30 in the morning? Were you? Yeah, I was. Together we say our blessing for our God's divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I send it forth with my blessing and my love.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
And as we join hands and we're comfortable in doing, we say the peace song.
There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be a moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Together we say, the
The
light
light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Good job, Jack.
Get a copy of the church. So do you, I've never got one. Do y'all pay them out, or how does it work? I do it. No, I'm going to have a really Mother's Day meeting, and I'm going to Jay, I can get it.
Okay.
Yeah. I see him every Friday.
We thought we had them in one, so we're only putting them up.
I was probably out of town.
People say I don't have
I
one.
was gone for like 2 months in Dallas, so
I've got a couple of copies of them ready to go.
okay, yeah.
So we'll get it put together and we'll give it to Jay.
I'll get it from him.
Okay.
When I meet him for lunch.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being with us, and we appreciate you every time you show up and sit in this particular spot. And we appreciate you if you're sure to be with us. And we want to be sure you know you're invited. And come and feel what we're feeling here as we're having such a good time in receiving the message, receiving the word with depth and in a way that we feel blessed that we get to have this brought to us. Reverend J. Mulkey, Reverend Mulkey, and everyone here in the sanctuary have a most fulfilling week, and next week we'll be right here at 11 a.m. Tune in, we're dropping, we'll be glad, and we'll hold a spot in our hearts for you. Thanks again for being with us for the Sunday experience of Unity of Grace. Have a wonderful
God bless you, one another.